Hi YouTubers, to those of you who watch my video. Hi, it's Sabrina. I'm just coming in from the outside. Currently washing my clothes and eating food. I wanted to talk about the events in New York City yesterday. I'm not going to be too long in this video. I made it to work on time yesterday, actually early. I think it was about a half an hour early. And the downpour came in the morning, and all of us at work and the children too, we were looking at the water like, oh my goodness, the amount of water that came down on Friday, it was a lot. And then interacting with certain co-workers, there was one specific co-worker that told me, because I work in New York City, I'm a teacher, so I work in New York City. I work in the Bronx. So what I was hearing from a co-worker of mine was to not drive in the hutch. Anyway, the hutch was closed. The hutch was so bad that the water was reaching the car doors. So I'm driving home, and in this specific route that I took Pelham Parkway from Fordham Road, and as I was going under the overpass, there was water that was collecting, and it was up to the tires. It wasn't up to the door. So continued to drive. I made a stop somewhere, and then I drove home. I actually took the 95 home. So by the grace of God, nothing occurred on the 95. By the grace of God, the transportation, it was slow, but it was moving. It wasn't like stop and go, stop and go. It was moving. It was like this. If that's the best way that I can describe it, it was like this, and it just kept on going. So by the grace of God, I made it home. I think I made it home like around 6, because like I said before I went home, I had to make a stop. Of course, I had to get gas, and there was something else that I did before I went home. So I'm telling you, the amount of rain and the downpour that occurred, and I know certain areas within the Bronx were affected, but it wasn't as bad as Brooklyn. Brooklyn really got hit bad. Queens got hit bad. It was stated in the news that everybody got hit bad, but parts in Jersey got hit bad. It was really horrible on Friday. It was bad when it comes to the weather, and we really got a downpour. But I can say, by the grace of God, thankful that those of us that had to commute home, not only me, but those of us that had to commute home, going further up New York, we, especially on the 95, we didn't really receive too much of a, we didn't see too much floods. I think I saw maybe two cars that were stalled to the side, maybe. But there wasn't like a flood on the 95 going north. There really wasn't a flood. But it was a scary situation to have heard about how the hutch was shut down due to the amount of water that had collected. It was very apocalyptic. I'm not saying it right. Sorry if I'm not saying it right. Why is it that every time I come on this thing, I'll be hearing these motorcycles? But it was really a sad sight to see within New York City. So I just wanted to talk about it for a little bit. I'm fine, like I said, by the grace of God. I had a family member of mine that had to reroute from the train to take the bus. Now let me tell you something. New York City buses, yes, they are very high from the ground. So to see the amount of water that got on the bus was crazy. It's scary to see. It's scary to see. In all actuality, New York itself is sinking. So, I don't know. There's just a lot of things going on right now. And I try, because I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I'm not perfect, Patty. I am not perfect. We're all not perfect. But I try my best to see like the bright side of things, to look at things from an optimistic point of view because of my faith. You know what I'm saying? I do my best. I try my best to look at things from an optimistic point of view. But when you really sit down and really think about the things that are taking place. Not only is New York City got hit with a lot, okay? Big ups to my city. I'm a Bronxite. I'm from the Bronx. I work in the Bronx, and I see what goes on a day-to-day basis within my city. We were the epicenter of Corona, okay? Of COVID. Started in New Rochelle, and then it just really ran through New York City. We got hit before COVID. We got hit with 9/11, and now we're experiencing 10,000 immigrants being brought into the city every month, okay, coming from different parts of the world. And the city right now is left on its own to handle the catastrophic events that are taking place. And there's a lot of things going on, sometimes to the point I think about leaving the country. But it's just so sad to see the amount of things that are going on. So I'm telling you, when you really sit down and you think about what's going on in politics, what's going on with the natural disasters, the corrupt things that are taking place, the cost of living, the cost of food, the cost of gas, trying to pay your bills. It's not easy. It's not easy. And your girl is going to be getting some new curtains, because I know these curtains are real light. I have to get me opaque curtains. Opaque meaning they're not transparent, you can't see through them. So I'm gonna see where I can get my opaque curtains and stuff, but that's not important right now. It is important because it's getting cooler, but eventually I'm gonna get my curtains at a good price. So know that I'm here, and I'm human just like everybody else, and I'm feeling what everybody's going through. I'm that type of person where I'm not a cold-hearted person, but yet I have my my boundaries, you know what I'm saying? But I have a heart, and I am praying for things and situations and people, because it's just sad to see the amount of stress that people are under. Teachers are under a lot of stress, just working people, police officers, you know what I'm saying? Nurses, just different types of people. Business people that own businesses are under a lot of stress. It's just, we're under a lot of stress. And I'm just taking it day by day. And once again, I try my best to look at things from an optimistic point of view, because, we still have to remain, focused for not only for ourselves, but for other teachers. For other people. And due to the fact that I am a teacher, I have to remain sober-minded, for my students and for my colleagues, and for those of us who are in the body of Christ, because it's not easy. It's not easy. But trust me when I tell you, when I pray, and I'm being as honest as I can be, when I pray and I read my word and I get into the presence of God, I'm not going to get emotional, but Whew. When I get into the presence of God, it's a different ballgame. It's getting real, so it's getting real. Remember to pray and get closer to God, okay, people? Read your word. And draw closer to God. Because it's going to get worse before it gets better. And yeah, I'm getting a little emotional. Yeah. Because I'm telling you, when you really sit down and really think about what's going on, there's a lot of things going on. And you wish that you could do more, but you're only one person. You know what I'm saying? And some of us have different beliefs, opinions, feelings, this, that, and the third, religions, and it divides us, and but I just pray that God use me, in whatever way that he can possibly use me. I don't want to be so heavenly minded that I'm no earthly good, and like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to come across as perfect, and if I am coming across as perfect, trust me, I'm not trying to come across. I'm just trying to look at things, and I do, I do my best to look at things from an optimistic point of view. There are days when I have my days. There are days when I'm emotional. There's days when I'm frustrated. There's days where I'm confused. There's days where I've had it. There's days when I'm human, and we all get that way. You know what I'm saying? And, sometimes I just want to throw my hands up in the air and do things that I should not be doing. Because trust me, I could be doing things that I should not be doing. Trust me when I tell you that. I can be doing things that I should not be doing. But what is it going to gain? What am I going to gain from it? Absolutely nothing but guilt, heartache, and pain, and shame. So, but I try not to, watch the news too much. Though, social media gives so much information on what's taking place in this world. There's so many things that are going on. It's ridiculous. But, please don't overwhelm yourself with the news and the things that you're watching on social media. Be conscious of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Do your research. Be conscious of what's going on, but don't consume yourself with all that media and news and repetitive cyclical stuff. And they're reporting stuff that is being told to them to report. They're really not reporting what's really going on. Whew. Can you imagine if they were reporting what's really going on? So, yeah, man. Things are going to get worse before they get better. But in the midst of it all, like I said, for whatever your faith is, whatever you believe in, please draw closer to that. What I'm going to say is draw closer to God. Read your word and be around a faith-based community of people. I know right now some people or not in church or whatever the case may be, but I understand when it comes to that. Trust me, I understand 100%. But find your tribe, and that's all I can say. I encourage you all, that's it. I have hope and I have faith. And I trust in my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I've made it this far in my life, and I will continue to put my faith and my trust in him. God is well able. So, yeah. That's it for tonight. I'm going to sign out, and I will talk to you guys later. I'm getting into my autumn spirits. I just took a picture and posted it on my community page of some bombs that I bought. I bought a cocoa hot chocolate, like a cocoa bomb, like a ball, and a pumpkin spice ball. You put it in some milk and you have hot chocolate, and it comes like with little miniature marshmallows. And I purchased some Glade plug-in with pumpkin spice, so my apartment is going to be smelling like a spicy apartment. That's it. So trust me, I feel what you're feeling, even though I may come off as being all chipper, and no, I'm human. just like everybody else. Trust me, I'm feeling it as well. So that's it. Sending you guys love, peace, and so I'm just fine. All right, guys. So comment on this video, man. Comment on this video, and I don't know when I'm gonna edit. I don't know. I need to start editing. I need to get like the editing program thing. Somebody told me about it a while ago. I think it was like 2 years ago during the pandemic. Oh, you should get this for this and this and whatever. I'll do it eventually. But I know if I would do that, I would have more subscribers and more views. Trust me. Cooking, you know, what's another thing? Food, animals, nature, you know, if I would do stuff, and just my day-to-day, you know, things and other things, you know, I know that if I would, you know, do that, I would most likely see a spike up in my views. But so far I have what? I think it's 229. It's a little something. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, have a blessed weekend, and like my video, subscribe to my videos. I currently have an Instagram. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I did a cleanup. It's Zabrina the teacher. It's no longer, I think it was Zibby Z. It's Zabrina the teacher. If you want to subscribe to my Instagram, I'll start it back up again. But if I notice that you're a weirdo, I noticed who is who. I notice who is who. I'm not nice. And nice isn't a nice word. But I know who is who. So if I feel like you're legit, I'll accept your request. If you're not legit, then you must have quit. Okay, so that's it. I have an Instagram. I just have to clean up my Instagram. But if you want to befriend me on Instagram, you may. I'll see. And that's it. Okay. Take care. You know, and love on yourself. Don't overindulge on things. You know, and just take it one day at a time, okay? Peace. Later.